guys.
And welcome back to Couch Critics.
I'm
Ruby.
I'm Lamia.
And I'm Ruby. And today we're reviewing Transformers.
Yes, and just a heads up, we don't have our mic today.
My fault, forgot to bring them.
It's okay, so we're sorry if the volume is a little bit low, but
We'll speak better.
we'll try to
Raise our voice.
raise our voices.
Oh my god.
and annoy the neighbors.
Brings me back to the acting classes. Have your teachers ever told you to raise your voice? Because I always talk at a low voice.
Yeah.
Everybody's always like, Ruby, we can't hear you. And I'm like, I'm trying.
I actually had the opposite problem. I always speak way too loud, and like I have trouble like just doing less.
Yeah?
Yeah, in acting.
I think that's good in cinema to actually speak at a lower voice, but for theater it's great to speak at a loud voice. Yeah.
But I don't like I don't like doing theater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should switch voices.
Sure.
I love theater.
You love theater?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should try.
So Transformers.
Transformers, it's a cartoon.
Yeah, animated movie.
Animated movie, and it's supposed to come out. Did it already came out?
Yeah,
it came out 2 days
yesterday.
ago.
Yeah.
Okay, it came out on September 20. It stars. I mean, the people who did the voices are Scarlett Johansson, Liam Hemsworth, and
Lots of great
lots
actors
of great actors
that we didn't get to see, but we heard their voices.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's the origin story of the Transformers. I'm not really familiar with the Transformers universe, but I like the story. It's about robots who work in the mines because they don't have like some sort of element that helps them to transform, and then it's this whole governmental thing. It was very political as a movie. I'm surprised that they like it's a kids movie, but like I really like the message.
Yeah, I went into it not having any expectation, to be honest. Like I knew that it was gonna be a hit because like some big names were doing the voices, but I loved it. I loved the message behind it, and I think that it's so much better than so many big movies that we saw this year.
Yeah.
Because the silver lining was very, very clear, and it reminded me of so many movies like mostly Triangle of Sadness, because I do feel like it's exactly the same silver lining, which is an exploration of what happens once you get the power, and what happens when you don't have any power. And it's so interesting to see, because like whatever, like if you turn around and you look at anyone, it's always a fight to get more power in your life, or like to do something with the disappointment that you're in.
Yes. And I loved the characters. I loved how, because the visuals, I mean, it's robots, it's metal boxes, but like they still were really good at showing emotions.
Mhm.
Like, you know, sometimes you could see it in their eyes and everything.
Yeah.
So it was really well done. I loved the set and the design, and as you said, the story was really good. It was a very fun exploration, although it does seem very like the story is not a new story. It's not a new concept. I feel like it's something that, you know, has been explored in so many different ways, but to see it with robots and to have like this magical aspect to it, because I feel like with kids movies there's always like a certain spark, there's transforming, there's the great like majestic music and all of these things. So it was very nice to see that. And because it's a cartoon and it's robots, I think it was more they dared to explore more things, because it's just fictional places, fictional characters. So yeah, it was a good
And
movie.
also I feel like it's very healthy for kids to watch a movie like this, and it's a cautionary tale of how dangerous it could be to just like get on top and to get the thing that you really want, and to meet your heroes, because things don't always go as planned. And I just loved each one of the characters, because they had such a nice character development, and also there was such a nice twist at the end.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see the second one, because
Yeah.
the characters were so they had their own thing going on, and it's great. Like I feel like whoever wrote the script for this should write scripts for like all movies, because they're a great writer. Yeah.
I also Speaking of the twist, I did feel like it was very expected at first that because it's about like the chief of the government or whatever they have. He's like this idol and everybody likes him and everything, and then turns out the robots, the miners, find out that he's corrupt and he's the reason why certain robots don't have the powers they should be having and everything. So that part was very expectable for me. It was okay, another figure that people really admire who ends up being the bad guy. What's new? But then I feel like the most the incredible part was when the friends turn out on each other. And I think that this is, as you said, the silver lining of the movie, because the friend who was so disappointed by the other bad guy ended up being the exact same thing.
And also it just reminds you that there is no such thing as a villain. Like even the leader, the blue rowboat, I'm just gonna call them by colors because I watched the movie a week ago, and for the blue rowboat, like when the movie starts, you see him as this cool guy, then like you see him, you realize that he's actually the villain, like he's a very corrupted politician, and then like you instantly think that okay, he's a bad person, but then the same thing happens to the gray rowboat. He's just like he goes from being such a nice, caring friend, always being there for his friend, always acting like a big brother, and like the moment he gets a tiny bit of power, he stabs his friend in the back. And it also shows that the person who's actually doing the bad act doesn't even realize that they're doing that, because people in real life, they don't do bad things. I mean, of course a lot of people do bad things because they're bad, but like I feel like a normal person wouldn't do a bad thing if it doesn't make sense to them, that it's like if it's not a good thing in their brain.
In that case, the great robot was betrayed. I mean, he spent his whole life working just for him to realize that they were working for the wrong cause, and he took advantage of that pain to justify his following bad acts of leaving his friend behind.
This we spoke about acting earlier. It reminded me of Ivana Chubuk's book. I don't know if you read it. It's called The Power of the Actor, and basically like the way that she explains acting, like in one of her steps, is that your character could never be wrong. Because like you as a human, as Ruby or Lamia, like you can't wake up one morning and do something because you want to hurt your friend. Like you do it because it's good for you. So even if it's like the worst thing, like you need to justify it as a good thing, and it doesn't mean that it's good.
No,
because
like you cannot judge your characters.
But I really liked the pink robot. I think that's the one that was like voiced by Scarlett Johansson. I watched the movie in French. I went to the premiere, it was in French, and so I don't know if it was Scarlett Johansson or not. But how was it with the English? You watched it in English?
It was great. I really liked it. I felt like I knew this other guy, not Liam Hemsworth. I think it's Michael something. I just kept trying to find which actor is which voice. But I think it's great, and I feel like because it's robots and because it's an animated movie, you don't get like it's still as interesting when it's translated than when it's like in the original language, because when we watch movies that people act and it's translated, the lip syncing bothers me. The fact that there's no lip syncing, but because it's an animated movie, it doesn't matter that much because there's less movement and But I liked it. I think the voiceovers were great. The music were great. I felt like the movements were a bit fast at first. I mean, it's already a huge set, and like the design was very complicated. There were buildings upside down and everything. So with the cameras moving around, and I mean, there's no cameras, but with the angles moving, it was a bit, I don't know, too much. But I think that's the beauty of action movies.
And also, like all the trips that they took in the movie were so cool. I loved the scenery, and I loved the desert, that creepy desert that they were in. Like it reminded me of the one that they had in Beetlejuice, which was a failed desert.
It's so different.
I don't usually watch animated movies. I don't. It's just not my cup of tea. But I'm glad I watched this one. And I'm glad we have this podcast because it brings me out of my comfort zone, and I wouldn't have watched it if it's not
Me neither.
for this episode.
But I think that's the beauty about kids movies, and I think people should watch kids movies more often because I don't know, they just have like such a like beautiful and like meaningful meaning behind it. It's always educational in some sort of way, and it's always, I don't know, it's always fun, and again always sparkly and magical. So yeah, I don't know, it's very far, but like the transformations reminded me of Winx.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god, transformation.
You should make a movie about Winx, because I mean, the adaptation that they did was bad, so...
The adaptation was like, they tried to adapt it to their audience who used to watch the younger Winx, so they tried to turn it into a whole Harry Potter, Dark Academia thing. I think they should have stick to the like colorful pink, blue, yellow,
positive vibe,
Yeah.
less dark. I mean, what we saw was more like the witch. I don't know if you know Witch.
Yeah, I've heard of it, yes.
Yeah, it's like Winx, but basically
Yeah.
with witches. But I don't think it was a suitable representation of the wonderful Winx saga.
I think it would have been a big success if they just sold it as an independent like TV series and not given us the expectation of meeting the whole Winx saga, because
True.
that's our take on our favorite, at least my favorite kids.
Oh
shows
yeah, I
and
love
movies.
Winx too. Yeah.
I rewatched them like not a long time ago. Yeah.
Did you want to add anything?
I think that sums it up.
I think so.
Thank you guys so much for watching.
Please like and subscribe.
And we'll see you next week for a new movie review.
Bye.